Denise wanted to know what supplements can affect cholesterol. Direct and to the point. I like it, Denise. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll try to give a pretty direct answer here. If, again, your cholesterol numbers are high, and you obviously need to discuss that with your doctor. And if he's recommending a medication, this is not meant to, get in between that at all.
Right.
But what we have seen over time and years of recommending supplements is that, we can get some movement in LDL with two supplements in particular. Red yeast rice has been a mainstay for a while. 1,200 milligrams a day of red yeast rice. So you want to make sure if you're going to do it, you do at least this full 1,200 milligrams. There are some studies showing up to 2,400 milligrams. Red yeast rice can be a little controversial in the sense of its relationship to a statin. We'll have people come in and say, oh, does your red yeast rice have statins in it or those kind of things and those types of questions. But there is definitely the presence of what are called monocolins. Monocolin K is essentially what was the first statin developed, lovastatin. So, for example, in 2010, they tested 12 products and found that the monocolins ranged from 0.31 to 11.15 milligrams. That 11.15 milligrams is getting up to medication type numbers. So it's just something that you do want to be aware of when you're selecting a supplement. It's not bad that there's monocolins in there. And in fact, it's probably what's going to help it work. Yes. Okay. Yes. It's going to be at lower doses, milder activity. The other thing about, in terms of if you are looking for this supplement, citrulline is a common toxin. In 2021, very recently, 37 different red yeast rice products were evaluated, and only one was below the maximum level currently set by the EU, the European Union. So be careful with that as well, in terms of, again, going with a company that you trust.
Like the essentials products on our website at askjoedimatteo.com.
The other one is bergamot. Bergamot also, is definitely dose dependent. You want to make sure you're doing at least a gram, typically twice a day of dosing. And that has shown to have a little more of a wide ranging effect. Again, we're not talking anywhere near the studies in depth that statins have. We're not, looking at outcomes. We're simply talking about, biomarkers. But relative to red yeast rice, there have been a little more studies regarding a bigger picture of lipids. So all blood lipid markers, HDL, LDL, total cholesterol, have been shown to be positively affected by bergamot supplementation. There are also some different inflammatory proteins that have shown to decrease with bergamot supplementation. So at least 2 grams a day if you want to get movement there, and also don't recheck. They say 8 weeks, but I would probably do at least like 3 months, 12 weeks, and see if it's working for you. Again, stay in contact with your physician in terms of, where to go from there. But just answering the question at face value, if you've had maybe some side effects with statins, or you're really hoping to not cross over and that's what you want to do from, non-medication to taking something, this can at least be something, an option for you to look at.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Dante, you mentioned earlier, a couple lifestyle changes, reducing saturated fat. Always a big thing.
Mm-hmm. And the key there too is even what you're replacing it with. So avocados, nuts, and seeds, and those sorts of, and other, fatty fish and such.
Absolutely.
Also increasing fiber intake and, weight management, which is, critical across multiple domains here. But the key is, striving for that reduction in waist circumference.
Adipose tissue.
Mm-hmm. And so all of those things can go right in tandem with what she's looking to do with supplements, what she's looking to do or not to do with, medications and such as well. It's
absolutely. Very, very cool.
Multi-pronged approach.
Yeah. A great way to hopefully take a natural approach to a very common issue. If you want to know more about cholesterol, we have an entire episode about that. Episode 13 is wholly dedicated to cholesterol. One of my favorites.